Hello everybody and welcome to week 5 of the ENC Draft League Season 5. Last week we unfortunately took a loss to Sigtrick, but you know, that's to be expected. He's a great player. And honestly, looking at my first 4 weeks, like when I first saw the schedule, I'm like, dude, I'm starting out with 4 losses, because Dave is a great player, Quebec Quaquables is a good player, and he also has what a lot of us rate to be the strongest team in the league. Colin's a great player, and then Sigtrick is amazing, right? Sigtrick is a 3-time ENCDL champion. He's the only person other than me to have ever been an ENCDL champion. So I thought I was coming in 4 losses, leaving week 4 with only 1 loss. I'm not usually a glass type full type of guy, but I'm gonna choose this moment to be one. Anyway, next up we have to face the New York Ninetales, Tomba. We've played in Season 3. I beat him, but also he was using a Gouging Fire team, and I had Doxbomb, which is like the natural counter to that. And also Goldengo was just insane. My core that season was so good. This time I think my team's a lot weaker, but it's got some of my favorite guys, so it's a fun maxing team. So, his team is Kyurem Normal, because it's the only one you're allowed to use, Slowking Galar, Latias, Heatran, Ogerpon Cornerstone, Crocodile, Togekiss, Sandslash Alola as a Terra Captain, Mawile, and Jumpluff. Immediately looking at the team, I don't think these guys are going to come just because they're... I mean, maybe Jumpluff could come. I was immediately thinking it's just bad, but, like, you know, when I got Water type, Ground type, Rock type is okay, but it's also a Grass type, or it's a... he's a Flying type and a Grass... Yeah, he's a Grass type, yeah. Immune to Spore. The more I look at it, the more I think it might be able to come, which is kind of annoying and scary, but I hope it doesn't. The first thing I noticed about this team when it was first drafted, well, these two are different. This was Ogerpon Fire, and I don't remember what this was. But when this was Ogerpon Fire, he had a huge rock weakness, right? Because this was weak to rock, this was weak to rock. Heatran doesn't resist rock. It's a steel type that doesn't resist, which is important, and this is weak to rock. He also had a big fighting weakness, because when he switched this out to reduce his rock weakness, he now gains a fighting weakness in addition to this is quad, but it can Terra. The big thing that's keeping his fighting weakness in check, though, is he's got 2 quad resists, and he's added a 3rd resist with Latias, which helps a lot. I don't remember what it was replacing. Yeah, other than that, like, the team is primarily special, which is nice for my bulk, aside from, you know, this guy and Ogerpon are kind of the only physical attackers. I mean, Sandslash can, too. Not super worried about Sandslash when I have Jet Punch guy, and I can also change the weather. Like Sigtrick said to me after our match that he was not considering bringing Arctivish because I have a way of changing the weather, which to me, I mean, like, Arctivish, like, the thing is, in order to change the weather, I have to switch in my rock type on a water type, which is kind of unfortunate. Sandslash, it would have to kind of go Terra Ground to threaten T-Tar, and then it really doesn't want to take a Jet Punch after that, so I don't know. Definitely, though, I think Latias, oh, whoops, that's the problem with this, is that I can't, wait, I bet I can do, no, I'm not going to bother. I think Latias definitely comes because of all of its coverage, and it's also faster than all my guys except Kilowattrel. I think it just has to come. Same regard, I think Ogerpon has to come. My team actually has a really difficult time dealing with grass types when my 2 heaviest hitters are a water type and a ground type. And then my best grass type check, which is this guy here, is weak to rock, so that's kind of unfortunate. It's also really good into T-Tar, immune to Spore. It's actually kind of goes crazy on my team, so I'm definitely thinking that comes. At that point, probably Heatran, just because Heatran is literally the best counter to Volcarona in the game. Like, there's literally nothing better. Yeah, with Hidden Power Band, specifically. If I had Hidden Power Ground, that guy is toast. Like, literally, Bug and Ground hits the whole team. I guess not Togekiss, so I would need 3 move slots, probably. Next up, I'm thinking probably Togekiss, right, because of my Garchomp. He's got Latias, but, you know, if I get a read right and go for Outrage on the Latias switch, bye-bye, it's dead, right? Togekiss is completely walls this. It also takes Dark-type moves really well, and I've got, you know, 2 Dark-type move users, specifically Knockoff. He probably wouldn't be Goggles on it, because I can always Sludge Bomb it. Maybe Goggles Heatran. Heatran could also serve as a switch-in for Amoonguss. Pretty much walls Amoonguss forever. I actually would love to see Goggles Heatran, because that means it's not Leftovers, which is its only way of healing, aside from Wish, which is another thing that Togekiss provides Wish support. The last one... Basically, actually, I think these 4 have to come. I think these are the best 4. And that means that the Slowking... Basically, if Sandslash wants to come, it has to come next to Slowking, because you can't just bring it without your Hail, right? So that actually means that he would have to leave Kyurem behind, which he might want to, but I think Freeze Dry is a decent way to take some chip off Palafin and also just kill Garchomp. So I think this does come, which leaves the last guy to be either Slowking or Crocodile, right? I don't think he can afford to fit, you know, Slowking and the Sand Slash. Or I guess it could be Jumpluff. So Slowking, Crocodile, Jumpluff last. But I think these 5 are for sure coming. I don't think there's much way around that. I think that's just like one of the problems with Tomba's team is that his bottom tiers are pretty shit, right? And the unfortunate thing is that he had a great one. He had a great Terracaptor with the Ambipom, like literally, as Colin would say, probably one of the best. And I think I would have to agree with that. Like if I could make Hitmontop a Terracaptor, I probably would, just because a Technician Triple Axle is fucking crazy. I actually think I can make Hitmontop a Terracaptor, but I'd have to make Bisharp not one, and Bisharp is too good to not be a Terracaptor. So yeah, that is, I think those 5 definitely come. The last one's up in the air between probably these 2, but it could be Jumpluff as well if he really wants a Terracaptor. So, what I have done. We're running Band Palafin. Actually, the first time, I probably should have run it before, but there was just other stuff that I wanted to do. Actually, no, I did have it in prep for Sig Trick, but then I talked myself out of it because I wanted to move faster than Roaring Moon. And spoiler alert, his Roaring Moon was Scarfed as well, which means that my Palafin just had no item, pretty much. But Banded versus Tomba is, like, perfect because he's only got 2 guys faster, Latias and Ogerpon. Everybody else just takes so much damage. Like, Kyurem gets 2-shot, it can't switch in. Heatran gets 1-shot, this guy gets 1-shot if Sturdy's broken. This guy gets 2-shot, like always. This guy's his only switch, and it can only switch in once, right? I guess if he has Recover, he can come in and recover forever, but it also has to be a bulky variant. If it's a fast variant, well, he'll outspeed me, so I have to switch to somebody. I would love to do Scarf Garchomp. Like, Scarf Garchomp looks really good. Unfortunately, I can't because I'm forced to hold my Mega Stone. But I don't intend to Mega Evolve it, because what we can do here is actually we can do this, and this should keep my set, my spread. It's the exact same speed stat that Palafin hits. I'm intending to just leave it as this. Stealth Rock, Stone Edge, Earthquake, Outrage, just to get maximum damage. I don't think this guy's going to be the carry. I don't think I'm going to get a chance to set up a Scale Shot against this team, especially with Togekiss, like, on the fray. So, Garchomp's not going to sweep, but... yeah, I think as long as I can just get some big chip and get rocks up, that he'll have done his job. He can also switch in on Heatran, which is important. Originally, I was like very max bulk, but then I'm like, no, I want Outrage to at least 1-shot Kyurem. He can at least switch in on Heatran, Magma Storm, take like 30 or 40%, get rocks up because Heatran's definitely switching to somebody. I can also, if the Togekiss is dead, I think I can just go straight for Outrage on the Heatran as it switches to one of his dragons, probably Latias. But if the Togekiss is alive, that's a really safe switch, so I'll just use that opportunity to get rocks up. Next up, we have a bulky T-Tar with Assault Vest, enough speed to outspeed no speed Heatran, also paralyzed Ogerpon, which is very important. We'll come back to that. Stone Edge, Knockoff, Earthquake, Superpower. Like I said, fighting is like pretty much unresisted except for the Latias, which, you know, is not going to switch in. Also, this is not going to switch in. And this also doesn't particularly like switching in. It can switch in on a knockoff, but then he's got to eat a Stone Edge. I think that he's going to have some fighting moves on the team because my team's pretty weak to fighting. I think this will carry Aura Sphere, and I think this will also carry Aura Sphere. But I feel like the Togekiss doesn't really afford Air Slash, which is like the scariest thing it can do, right? Because I think it really wants a Fairy move for Garchomp, and I think it really wants a fighting move for this guy, and this guy. Although I guess it would have a flying move for Amoonguss. It can't do everything it wants to and also be Wish Protect. I think maybe he drops Wish Protect. Maybe he doesn't do Wish Protect. Maybe he just does Roost as the last move. Maybe it's Air Slash, Aura Sphere, Dazzling Gleam, Roost. And I think I would appreciate that quite a bit. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what it looks like. Next up is Volcarona, which is pretty much just a bulky pivot. I think the Latias set is going to be something like Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Aura Sphere, right? And then Recover as the last one. And if it is that, Volcarona can switch in on that pretty easily, right? It can eat up Ice Beam for days. And then, obviously, like I said, anytime Volt comes in, Heatran's immediately coming in from him. I get a U-turn and get momentum into Palafin is the big one, right? Like I said, Palafin two-shots everything. So I just want to get into Palafin as often as I can and just start throwing off Wave Crashes. Bug Buzz with Quiver Dance, once the Heatran goes down, can actually sweep. The big problem is that this guy can wall me, right? But I do still want to have it. I wonder if there is a better option. I don't think there is, because it's either Fire or Bug for consistency. Psychic is not it here with a Crocodile and a potential this guy resists it anyway, and this guy still resists it, so might as well just do Bug Buzz. Like I said, if I'm coming in on Latias, I can actually, if it's a Calm Mind variant, I can set up on it and then two-shot it with Bug Buzz, right? Maybe. Next up, because he won't be boosting his speed. Yeah, that's important, because the Latias will be boosting only at the special attack, special defense. I'll be boosting my speed also. I'll eventually get faster, and then I can two-shot it if I could catch the surprise on him. Next up, we have a Choice Scarf Bisharp, which is really interesting, right? Usually, you would expect Eviolite. The only guy that I would want Eviolite for, really, is Ogerpon, right? The big thing about Ogerpon is that it can carry Superpower, and I think it does with my double quad weaknesses. I think it has to carry Superpower. So the Eviolite doesn't even help me. It doesn't protect me from that. So that's really scary. But, you know, carrying a Scarf, this guy actually kind of becomes a menace, right? With, you got Knockoff for, like, Slowking, Latias, and then just, you know, removing Boots from Togekiss is huge, because every time it comes in, it has to take rocks. One thing I do know about Tomba is that he does not like to run Boots on Kyurem. He always wants Specs or Scarf or something like that, and, like, I will take that, you know, because when people insist that they draft Ice types and then don't ever give them Boots, you know, that's just free fucking 50% on it for no reason. So I am hoping that the guy's not Boots. Iron Head hits his Ice type Kyurem and his Rock type Ogerpon and his Fairy type Togekiss. Steel's actually weirdly offensively good. Like, his only Steel resist on the entire team is Heatran, which is really funny. Like, that's crazy. And Steel is not usually thought of as an offensive type. Then, last but not least, I did Low Kick because I feel like the Heatran might try and switch in on me, expecting that. Steel move, boom, Low Kick, two-shots him. It has to be, like, max defense, and then also I need 2 low rolls to not get it. Last one I put Thunder Wave. You know, I'm figured I'm Scarf. I might be able to get off a Thunder Wave on somebody before I die. But in hindsight, I was considering switching that to Stone Edge, because Stone Edge, like, at least is a mid-ground that... No, I was gonna say it's a mid-ground between these two, right? The Kyurem and the Togekiss, because it hits both. But no, there's no reason to ever click Stone Edge, because Iron Head is better, right? I guess the only difference is that Stone Edge does a little bit more to Heatran, but Heatran is not going to... The damage is irrelevant, right? On Heatran, you always switch to almost anybody, right? Like, all 4 of these guys can take Heatran hits pretty well. I'll have 4 switches for Heatran. So, that's the squad. We have 1 guy left, but before that, I need to give some lore, right? So, the thing about Tomba is that Tomba loves to just straight up lead a setup sweeper. I need to go to his week 4 game, or week 3 game. Right here. So, Tomba loves to lead setup sweepers. In ENCDL Season 3, a lot of the time he would just lead his Deoxys defense. Like, at least 3 times, he led Deoxys defense and then immediately went for Calm Minds. No hazards, no nothing. And he got 6-0, at least 1-6-0, with just leading Deoxys defense and then setting it up. So in his week 3 game, he just straight up leads Ogerpon, Swords Dance, boom, gets fast, switch, blah blah blah, kill. Detalwin definitely misplayed his Ogerpon like a lot, which is really terrible on his part. Yeah, Ogerpon 6-0. Like, it's just dumb. He just led the Ogerpon in 6-0. I don't think he will be able to resist against me, because I think he's a good enough player to realize that anytime I'm bringing Palafin, I'm leading it, because I immediately need it to be in hero form. So he's gonna see, okay, it's a water type, threatened out by my grass type. That's just to him, he's just thinking that's a free Swords Dance. You know, I'm just gonna get a free Swords Dance while I can. I'm hoping that's what he does, because I have this guy concocted in the back that 100% stops that. So, the idea is, I lead Palafin, he leads Ogerpon, I switch to Kilowattrel, he sets up Swords Dance. Now, on this turn, I'm going to go for Thunder Wave, and I'm going to 90% of the time paralyze him, which is important, because that 110 speed is quite problematic for my team, where the only guy faster is Kilowattrel. It has to be Kilowattrel that does this. Even Corsola doesn't work, because he can just set up to +6 on Corsola. I guess I can also burn him, which is something that I couldn't do against Dave's Fire-type Ogerpon. I could burn him, and probably eventually whittle him down. Maybe Corsola is the correct play in thinking about it. Let me look at New York Ninetales. How good is Corsola into the other guys? Honestly, Corsola... I was about to say 6-0s. The big thing, though, is that I know Tomba's an avid user of Substitute, which is really good into Corsola, so that's why I didn't do it initially, because I saw that he likes Substitute. Now, going back to this guy, the plan is, lead Palafin, he leads Ogerpon, I switch to Kiloboxeril, he Swords Dances. This turn I'll be faster, I'll Thunderwave him to get him slow. I'm just going to assume he doesn't get paralyzed, because if it gets paralyzed, I'll just spam Hurricane until I die or he dies. I'm assuming he's not going to get paralyzed. He's just going to go for the rock move and just kill me, right? I have a Jabaka Berry, which when I'm hit by a physical move, he loses 1/8 of his HP, single use. Now you might be thinking, why not just do Rocky Helmet? There's a key difference here. Rocky Helmet is if the holder is hit by a contact move. Ivy Cudgel is not a contact move, so by putting the Jabaka Berry on, that's just a physical move. That applies to Ivy Cudgel. So he'll hit me with Ivy Cudgel, and I break his Sturdy for free, and then I die, and then I get a free switch to Palafin. And he's slower than me now because he's paralyzed, and I have a free Wave Crash on anybody, which is like crazy good. So I am hoping that's exactly what the first couple turns look like, because that's amazing. And if it doesn't look like that, then, you know, like, oh, if it's Kyurem, boom, Assault Vest T-Tar. If it's Togekiss, like, boom, Volcarona. If it's Heatran, boom, anybody, right? I could even stay in and Wave Crash, but I'm not going to do that. Probably go to Garchomp, get my rocks up. There's not much in the terms of leads. Like, Sigtrig did have the immediate advantage with that Roaring Moon. The thing is, my team just doesn't have a good Roaring Moon switch because I don't have a Fairy type, right? And I think he recognized that. I don't think I recognized that and respected that enough. In hindsight, the first draft of the team, I had Fairy type Silvally. I think that's what I should have stuck with, but the problem is then I really wanted a Mirror Orb somewhere for the Torterra. Unfortunately, the guy that needed it, or the guy that I put it on, was Silvally, because Silvally had the coverage it needed, which I think it still could have worked if, you know, the Torterra was Fairy type like I expected, not Fire type. Anyway, in this one, my plan was to just always have momentum against the moon, which is like something that I can't always do, right? Like, if the Ogerpon isn't the lead and it comes in later, then it's definitely a problem. I don't have momentum against it. I'd have to... Well, I guess he would say... I have to hope that he gets greedy, and knowing Tomba, he loves to go for setup, so I'm hoping that that's the case. My other option is to, I guess, go Garchomp. Garchomp is the best, or sack Volcarona. Although Bisharp can also come in on an Ivy Cudgel, or actually Bisharp can come in on anything shy of Superpower, then go for Iron Head, right? Bring it to Sturdy, and then I can use Kilowattrel to kill it, because I'll be faster, regardless. Because since he can't be Scarfed, I'll Volt Switch off when it's at 1 HP. That's the plan. A little bit sloppy, and I've definitely done the least amount of prep that I've done out of any of my first 4, but I also think that this is where my schedule gets a little bit easier. Definitely not free, right? Tomba's a great player, and then specifically like Tekka and Weaselman are both also pretty good players, but they are definitely, I don't think that any of these 3 are in the caliber that my first 4 were. So I think it's easier, but not free. So I will have to respect my opponents, but I'm definitely out of the woods, I think. So I could just be setting myself up, flagging myself for failure here. So you, the viewer, will get to know that. So stay tuned. Why am I saying stay tuned? It's just going to be a second for you. It's tomorrow for me, but we'll hop right into the battle. Damn, no jump left. I did unfortunately change the item on this guy to something different, to safety goggles, which means I have no item. He got the thing. Good. Dang, I wish I still had boots. I had goggles because I was kind of psyching myself out with the Whimsicott. It's faster than everybody on my team and can put them to sleep, which is really annoying, so I put goggles here to completely wall it. Who did he leave behind? Actually, this is, I think, the exact 6 that I prepped into, except for Crook over the Whims, which is unfortunate because that can very easily set rocks on me. So I'm going to lead this. I'm hoping for Ogerpon. Okay. Now we go hard into this. I hope that... I want to see SD here. SD is what I want to see. Broke the Sturdy. Got him paralyzed. Perfect. Oh, got the full para too. Do I save this? No, I'll just Hurricane. Oh, I missed. That's okay. Okay, he's out of here. So he should knock off any U-turn, which means probably no SD, because I think he really wants grass, and I think he really wants rock, too. So, we get to see who he goes to. Heatran. I am going to go Garchomp. I'm going to set rocks on the probably Togekiss switch. I'm now going to go into Volk. On the Gleam, perfect. We can check that damage. 14%, that is no investment, that's bulky. I'm going to U-turn. If he stays in, it's Air Slash. If he switches to Heatran, then I just go to Palafin and get a kill, probably. Perfect. I will take my kill. Latias can live one. Maybe I do actually flip turn. I think I am going to flip turn. Who do I want to get a kill with? Chomp. EQ kill. I'll go this guy. By Iron Head. I think I'll just take a knock. Should be Heatran, maybe. I could Terra Ghost knock. Or I could just go, I'll just go Chomp. Oh, that's annoying. Did he have leftovers? No leftovers. I'll Stone Edge. Oh, Crook came in this time. It is Intimidate. That's leftovers. Does Volk one-shot Crook? Yes, it does. I'm gonna go on Volk. I want to see a burn. No burn. Stays in. Does he have a rock move? No. Okay. Burn. Come on, dude. Get burned. Iron Head does 50. Come on, get burned. Get burned. Get burned. Dude. No, he's leftovers. He's not pads. He's leftovers. He turns in. I'll U-turn for the chip. I'm getting a massive wave crash here. Actually, I'm still gonna flip turn. Flip turn kills this, and it'll do get me into a better position against Latias. Yup. That's huge. Go Bimbos. Knock. He didn't think I was scarfed. Heatran in. Itos. Actually, I can't change. It's okay. Togekiss. Okay, he got that. How important is burned Ditos? Not very, probably. I'll take some chip. Let's see defog. Okay, that's fine. Take my kill. Cure him in. I could sack Ditos or I can go Toaster Tarts. I'll go Toaster Tarts. Okay, this was a bad idea. Okay. Oh, that's huge. Four hits, okay. What is my play here? How much does Jet Punch do? 35? Aw, oh, damn, I should have Terra Ghosted. I actually may have just thrown by not Terra Ghosting. I should have Terra Ghosted. Actually, no, Palafin lives a scale shot, I think. Oh no, this one has no attack. 50% chance to live. I won this on the spot if I Terra Ghosted, I think. Well, I didn't. I had no idea he was gonna go for that. And I wanted to keep my resist to the other things. I actually wanted to just scare him out. Okay, this I think just kills. Oh no, that's bulky. I think I sacked Ditos. Get some chip. Go to this. Does Wave Crash kill this guy from here? 2-hit KO. Oh no, I just go close combat. As long as this isn't Flame Body. Okay, I think I win. Because I should still kill? Yeah. GG. Oh man, that Kyurem almost got scary. And that wraps up Week 5 of the ENC Draft League Season 5. Next week we're up against the Winterville Weaviles, which is one of the scariest teams in the league, having, electric terrain spam with Coco. So we'll have to do something against that. Stay tuned for that. You're going to want to see that. I've got some cool ideas in my head, but I'm not going to say them because I'm not going to spoil my plans. So stay tuned for that. Take care. See you next time, and bye-bye.